Hello and welcome back, finally, to Let Supreme Ghost Thief again. It's been a long good while, probably my longest break actually, that I've had since I started my channel. About 4 months or so, 4 or 5 months maybe. So yeah, I've been very busy. As some of you maybe know, we bought a new house, or we bought an old house actually, that needed a lot of work, and we've spent the last few months putting a lot of time into that. So we're finally done, and although I will definitely not get back to the same frequency of video uploads as I did before, I will do missions here and there. So we're gonna simply resume Patriot and play mission 4 today. So let's get right into that. The end of Spy. And we'll watch the briefing for the next mission.
Значит, они ускорили отправку поезда с военными трофеями. Это слегка меняет наши планы.
Наши планы?
Да, если поторопиться, то можно успеть. Но тебе понадобится напарник.
У меня есть напарник.
Да? Я думал, ты всегда работаешь один.
Может быть, ваши информаторы не так хороши, как мне рассказывали. В одном месте за городом есть угольные шахты, расположенные как раз неподалеку от железнодорожных путей. Я уверен, что сумею найти там все, что мне нужно, чтобы выполнить задание. И пока мой напарник будет развлекаться в поезде, я должен успеть придумать, как сделать так, чтобы этот поезд не доехал до конечной станции. Майор снабдил меня специальным устройством для дистанционной связи с напарником. Эта штука может оказаться весьма полезной.
So I decided not to sort of narrate or read the text over the videos. That didn't really come out too well in my previous videos. But essentially, in the last mission, we overheard Mechanist talking about a train that was transporting some goods. That seemed very important, so that we are now going to stop and ultimately destroy, as we'll see in the objectives here. So the main goal is to stop the train, and then you see that there are individual objectives for Garrett and separate ones for Viktoria. And that's actually the coolest thing about this mission, is that you can switch whenever you want back and forth between those two. I don't think I've seen that implemented to the same extent before. I've seen it in some missions where they have used that facet of the engine, but not like this. So I think that's very, very cool. So Garrett has to do 4 main things. Find a way to the coal mine, find something useful in the mine that can help stop the train, barricade the railroad to block the train's path. Attention, after that, your partner will have 5 minutes left to complete her objectives. We won't really have to worry about that, because you can basically get everything else done for Viktoria before you even do this. So there's never a need for a time crunch. And then Garrett also see what happens. Viktoria has to find a way to the railway station, get into the train and send the signal to your partner. When the train starts moving, neutralize the train crew. When the speed is higher than permitted, the automatic brake system is engaged. To prevent that, you need to brake the locomotive wheel brakes. Lead the train. Attention, after that, your partner will have only 1 minute left to complete his objectives. So when I saw this the first time I played this mission, this seemed like it was going to be an extremely complicated mission. But it is fairly intuitive, what you're going to do. There are a good amount of notes and hints, and I was never actually stuck in this mission. A couple of times where I had to go back and forth, but there was no need for me to get any hints from anywhere for this mission. So that's the first time so far, I think. This mission isn't as good as the first 3, I think, but this whole switching of roles here makes the mission very iconic and very memorable. And it's still a brand new setting, a brand new story. So no reuse of maps so far in this campaign, which is very impressive, I must say. Unfortunately, this mission can't be Supreme Ghosted, it can't even be regular Ghosted, but we don't have to take a bust for Ghost until the very, very end. You have to skip a little bit of loot for Supreme. However, I'm going to take all the loot, because you can get all the loot for Ghost in this mission. So I'm going to do that. When you can get that, I will do that. But I'll point out the ones that we would have had to skip for Supreme. Let's see. We don't obviously have to buy anything, but we can't. But there's some gas arrows available. It's always neat if you are not ghosting. Alright, so we are outside now, up in the mountains. Let's... save right away here. Okay, so there are two ways out of these mountains. Let me show you both of them. Over here, notice that there's a manhole that you actually can't open at this point. And then you can just follow the mountain around here. Nothing to pick up. Just some mushrooms. So if you get to this end here...
Механисты. Опять. Эти ребята всюду успевают.
Mechanists again. Those guys are everywhere. So here we overlook the railroad, or the railway, and also the entrance to the coal mine. You can drop down here without taking damage too, but you can't do that, I think, without getting spotted. You might see that there is the main entrance there, and the guard is facing this direction. So we are going to end up coming from, which I guess is the north then, and then you can fool him. So I'm going to reload right now, and you can actually go in this way. There's a guy with a lantern here.
Механисты. Опять.
So they
Эти ребята всюду успевают.
are staring straight in this direction here. I don't think we have to slow down too much just yet. So here is a dead archer with 3 broadheads. That doesn't count as a pickpocket, I think. Let's see. This, I believe, is just an empty shed. Storage area. Hope I'm not going to get spotted here. No, it doesn't extend too far. Here's a readable. You can read through the window. After the takeover of the Brickmill mines, immediately provide reinforced protection for the railway road sector. Military department by airmail. So airmail, they keep using these bats for airmail.
Good cog, is that
Okay, so we do have to...
for the builder's sake? What? Hello?
Oh, it's that light there. Okay, I remember that. It's been a little bit since I played this section here. There's another dead archer with 3 broadheads in him, but you can't take those. I think if we go this speed, we're good.
Oh, builder, fuel me. Oh, Karis, fuel me. For I am your servant, and I do your will, now and forever.
See, there is a light back here, and there is a guard there, and then there's another guard that we saw from above here.
And Karis spake,
Get past this area can actually be a little bit tricky,
and you are the
because you
cause.
flicker a little bit.
Without the gear,
Okay.
gods have
Now, you can go over this railing and...
Surely just moss in mine eye.
Wait, what?
And Karis spake, saying, I am the gear, and you are the cause. Without
No noise now, builder be blessed.
and you are the cogs
What on
that
earth?
have no teeth. Thus spake Karis.
What did he alert to? I don't understand this. Well, we didn't actually hear it. I don't
The cavern is dark.
don't really understand that. Okay, I'm gonna
Night is
try that again. I'll skip it right here, actually. Alright, so I just didn't want to show you guys the beginning over again, so let's try that again. I don't really understand what he alerted to. We're gonna end up taking an alert from him anyway, but I don't really understand how we took an alert there.
Good cog, is that you?
there be a heretic, suffer him to live no longer. If there be a tree, fell it. If there be
Alright.
a wolf, slaughter it.
Don't know what that is, or what that was.
Suffer him to live no longer.
So,
No noise now, Builder be blessed.
what on earth? So, I've never experienced this before. We certainly did not get a first alert there. There's no way.
I am the gear, and you are
I'm not sure if anybody can figure out what that is. We didn't make a noise at any point here. Because what I was going to say is he will alert from this door opening and there's loot in there. So that's one piece of loot that we have to skip for Supreme. But I'm going to take it because, like I said before, I can get all the loot. So he will alert now.
Is that thou, friend?
As you can... as you can hear.
Art thou there?
We don't need... I think there's 2 flash bombs in this one. Yeah. So that is not the one we need. That's the readable that we got earlier. There's a stack of gold coins here. Worth 25. So that's 1 out of 3 pieces of loot.
If there be a sea, so if there be a gear,
That you have to skip.
if there be a furnace,
You don't have to get that clang there. Shouldn't need to, at least. I don't understand this. There we go. So I'm not going to bother going too slow here because he's in a first alert state now. So he's not going to give another first alert. But you can get in here.
What noise there?
We can do it definitely without him giving an alert. It can be a little bit difficult here because you have to sort of scoot over this little ledge. This is where the
What dragon?
this is where the dark engine just
Who's there?
gotta love the dark engine, right? It gives that big clang.
It's that
Oh, come on. He gives that first alert. I don't want that. There we go. So now we check off the objective to find our way into the coal mine then. which is here. Over here's 5 flares on this shelves. There. Brickmill mines. And a readable. As there is a possibility of takeover of the mines by mechanists, I order the following. 1. Resist any attempts at infiltration by any intruders into the mines territory. 2. If the takeover should happen, the tunnel arch above the railroad should be destroyed immediately. The schema, or the schematics, indicating the weak points for placing the explosive charges will be in possession of 1 dedicated person. Captain Forsyth, Bureau of Military Intelligence. Well, this is very good information, because that means if we find a way to destroy the tunnel arch, but we have to find the schematics to know where those points are. So locating that might be important or interesting. Okay, let me actually give you guys an overview of the mines now, because we have a few maps here. So now we are entering level 1. We entered through the northwest entrance here, so we're in this room. There's a total of 4 levels. And tunnels and some open areas and some... This is the only level that really has offices or rooms. This arrow is actually showing an alternate exit point. You can't actually get in there, but we can leave. That's the manhole that I showed you earlier. There's a central staircase in the northwest that's very useful, because you can go through most of the levels that way. And there's also a lift in the middle. That is not very useful, because most of them, for Ghost anyway, are protected. There's one time we're going to use it, but that's about it. Now, most of the coal chutes or the tunnels are very, very dark, so we don't technically need a lantern, but I'm going to get it just because it'll make the playthrough a lot more viewer-friendly, and you can't Supreme Ghost or Ghost the mission anyway, so it'll be to my benefit, at least, for my narration. Now, level 2 also has an extra tunnel that goes down to level 3. So that's the only level that's connected by a regular tunnel. Level 3 is more the same, really. Now, you can't actually go from level 2 to level 3 using the staircase. It's blocked off. We'll see that later. Level 4 is the bottom level. And here we also have an ammunition store, which is where we're going to find the explosives then, obviously. Let me show you this area. You see how dark it is. Zontik has used perfect darkness here, so it's an absolute 0 level. So you can't see a thing. That's why it's not even conceivable. So here is a lift. So we're now staring into... There's no auto map in this one. We're now staring into this section from the north. This is the lift. There is a piece of loot both in a coal pile over there on that side and in the tunnel beyond. But you can't go from this area here because of the stationary guard for Supreme. You can go through it for Ghost and get the loot. So the only way to get this for Supreme is to come up via the lift from one of the lower levels. So that's what we're going to have to do to avoid that first alert. I will only get alerts in this mission that I have to take to get those extra loot pieces. We don't need to take any other alerts until the very, very end of the mission, so I'm going to avoid that. We've already taken one now because of that guard outside the mines. So yeah, I'm not going to go in through this way. We're instead going to head down here. So this is then the staircase. There's no patrollers on this level. This is the emergency exit, I think it is. Evacuation ladder. Yeah, we're going to go there later. Here. Brickmill Mines Directorate. Okay, let's see. This is the director, I guess. There's a coin pair. Worth 20, total 45. And then there's also a journal here. Brickmill Mines Chronicles. Once the mechanists had built the railway, a high degree of exploitation of the mines began. Progress in the city resulted in increased demand for coal every day, and steam carriages running between Sunnyport and Steel End delivered this coal to its destination. The only problem occurred because of the steep railway slope between two tunnels. The Hammerites, who had returned after previous events, resolved the problem by equipping trains with special cog clutches, which hold them in place while stopped. During mining on the 4th level, we unexpectedly found a diamond lode. As a result, coal extraction of the level was stopped and access to the level was partially closed. The elevator was disconnected and the entrance from the staircase was blocked by grates. But the ammunition store on the same level was still in active use. We wanted to retain the ability to deliver explosives to the upper levels, but prevent unauthorized access to them. Because of this, the connection taking the elevator down to the 4th floor from the upper levels was cut. We didn't need too big a reconstruction, and security was kept intact. Alright, so that then informs us of another limitation in the movement between the floors. You cannot take the lift from the 3rd to the 4th floor. That's not physically possible. You can take it up, but not down. Workers who needed to extract coal in places where lava was close to the surface began complaining that our explosive charges became unstable. Some of them triggered prematurely because of overheating, and despite no human victims, it became dangerous to keep them in use. We ordered a weaponsmith in 7 Winds to create a new model. Sometime later he reported that his new experimental samples appeared to be successful. Interesting. Now, there's also a safe in here. So that we are going to pick open. This is the second piece of loot that you cannot take for Supreme. I'll explain why. So when we open this safe, an alarm is going to trigger. Now, when that happens, there's only one guard, to my knowledge, that alerts to this. And that's this guard here. Nobody else hears it.
Which shadow veils thee?
So you can see here, this guy doesn't hear it, and there's nobody else that's close enough. Now, luckily, there is a button that you can use, but you can only use it once you've triggered the alarm. Here, there's no point in pushing this before you open the safe. But if you click it after the safe opens, it'll stop the alarm. So that is not allowed for Supreme because you're disabling a security system. An alarm is what that term security system is primarily intending to prevent you from using. Now, luckily, you can actually click this through the desk from this side. You can't really see it here, but you can. And if you click it fast enough, that guard actually won't alert. It takes about half a second to a second before the alarm actually kicks in for guards. The sound sort of starts up, and then suddenly when it is fully on, that's when they can hear it. So we have to make sure we do it quickly enough. Okay, I need it to be further over that way. And further down. So now I just want to go back and see if he alerted. He did not, see? So that's viable for Ghost. That diamond is worth 125, so that's a total of 170. So that's totally fine for Ghost. It's not an alert to trigger an alarm if nobody alerts to it, and it's not a bust at all in the rules for a regular Ghost to turn off the alarm. But it is for Supreme, so there we go. Okay, so now Chief Engineer. Here, some toolbox with a drill bit. Worth 40, total 210. Nothing else in here. Power station. totally empty. And here we have Brickmill Mines bookkeeping. So in here, there's one pair of coins here, and I think there's another pair of coins somewhere over here. Cleverly, 2 of them. Alright. So this is the entrance to this tunnel. And that we could take, or at least could have taken if it wasn't boarded up. Because you can then go through and go to the back of the lift, where we saw the guards staring north. But you can't squeeze through here, and you have to break the boards, which is property damage and a ghost bust, so that we're not going to do. So again, we have to take the lift up from below later on. Okay, we're going to head down to level 2 now, so let's make it real simple. Let's see. Now there is a guard that patrols between levels 2 and 3. And he has a purse. Could that be him coming now? I think he comes from that way. I'm going to wait a little bit and see. Yeah, that is him. Last time too he came as soon as I went down this level, so we're going to grab his purse. I think maybe he comes over here, or does he go down the side there? I think he comes over here and looks. Yeah, he stops there. He has a very long route between 2 levels. So I'm going to make sure I grab his purse on his way back up. There we go. He should go down to the left. No, okay, he goes back the same way. So, he's now, yeah, he goes through here, and I think he goes down this tunnel and comes up here, and I think he makes a loop, maybe all the way around like that, and then back again. So, if you don't bump into him where I did now, I wouldn't be too surprised. So now I'm going to show you that you can't go down. Maybe actually you can mantle over here, but you definitely can't go back up. But here is, there's been an accident of some sort. Here is a worker, and he has a key. A very important key that we are going to need. So there's a hint to that key, but it's not until very much later, lower in the floors. So we're going to take it now. We're going to need to return that later. Okay. Let me show you something here as well. There is a guard right behind this coal cart, and there is a piece of loot in it, but you can't come from this side. You can mantle up into the cart, but then you get spotted. So we're going to have to take that a different way also. That's the third and last piece of loot that you can't take for Supreme. So up this way, here we have a lantern. This is very useful, because it'll show us the different tunnels here. This is a dead end right here, but I'm going to show you that. So that is in this location. See, these are dead ends. So we're going to have to return that too, and I'm going to use that and only that. There's 3 or 4 different lanterns you can take, but we only need the one. So I'm not going to sneak across here, because then that guy will see me. I'm going to do that. Then I'll bring this along with me. Okay, so that's the tunnel that goes back. This is a dead end. There's nothing else. I'll show you everything there is in the mission, so don't you worry. Let me check something. Can we have... No, you can't have the compass and the lantern at the same time. So, getting this lantern is a supreme boss because you're removing a light source. And here you have 3 flares, and there's also a couple of flash bombs, I think. Or no, maybe a healing potion somewhere. There we go. Healing potion. But there is a silver nugget. This was one of the last pieces of loot I found, actually. So I'm gonna grab that as 400. So now we are heading down this way. There we go, just an open area. So now you can see that guard from the back. I'm going to leave that here, because we're going to leave through that way. So we skipped 150, or we would have skipped 150 for Supreme. And here comes the last piece of loot. You have to skip. See down, actually, to the 2 levels below, level 3 and 4. So you see there's a guard, actually 2 I think, staring down into the lift, yeah. From the 3rd to the 4th level. Probably because it's not in use. Maybe they're trying to get it to come up or something, or come down. So yeah. Here, to get this piece of loot in this cart, it's in the closest corner of the cart there. I have to go over like this. We're going to get a first alert now.
Come into the light
Yeah.
so that I might see thee.
Can't prevent that, but... should be able to sneak forward here and then get the gold nugget like that. So that was another 100 that we would have skipped for Supreme. So there's a total of 250 that you should
'Twas
skip.
surely just moss in mine eyes.
That you should skip if you want to be a Supreme Purist, which of course I am, but like I said, I can get all the loot, so then I want to prioritize that. So now, this is the only way to get those pieces of loot up there, is to lower this and use the lift to go up.
And behold, a man will come under the
Feels a little bit ridiculous because obviously they can hear the lift here. But it is what it is. Stay in this corner. Now we could be unlucky because there's the lantern guard up above. Let's see. Are we going to need the lantern with us? I don't think so. Oh, there is a lantern here anyway. Let's see, so now we're on the back side of that guy. We can now get the... silver nugget here. And there's another piece of loot then. That is in this cave to the east here. but I think I want to... The guards should come out of here. Yeah. I think maybe I want to follow him. Let's try that. If we can.
And behold, a man will come unto thee, and he will be a leader of men. And he will be a wager of war, and he will be a shedder of sap, and he will be a...
So if we follow him, now he's going this way. Does he just go around here? I think he does. So we can sort of scoot up here and get that piece of loot. I think it's somewhere in this cave here. I don't want to take this because that's another bust for Supreme. Let's see if we can find it here. I think we can.
And Karis said, "Let us give thanks to the builder, for he hath formed my hands with fingers. And behold, my fingers interlock like cogs on a gear."
Yeah, there it is. You can see it. I could see it at least. Now I'm completely turned around, so I'm going to have to... Okay. Let's do this a little bit better.
For he hath formed my hands with fingers, and behold my fingers.
There we go.
With
Oh,
cogs, like
I was
cogs
completely
on a
turned
gear.
around there, but I got the nugget.
Part of his
We want to follow him until we go back to
my salvation.
the lift. So you see, it's possible by trial and error to make your way around the tunnels without a lantern, but it's
Loyalty is the fuel
very
that
impractical.
burns away the writhing
We should
dream
have 650
that
now,
lies
which we
beyond
do.
the house of Klatremus.
So remember, we gotta leave the lift
Into
on this
position
level
will
here,
be thy plate.
because it was on this level.
A unto A,
So we gotta make sure we raise
B
it back
unto
up.
B, such that complete is thy seal, a barrier true that blocketh dust and dirt, the enemies of the goodly gear.
Okay. We could meet that guy now. Because now we're headed down here. We're going to emerge here. There's going to be a piece of loot down here, I think, on the way. If we meet him, we just have to go all the way back up. $700. Okay, let's see here. here it is. There is a nugget here. Those guys that look into the lift do not get first alerts. So that was another nugget there. 750. So we've now moved closer to this bigger cave, but obviously you can't go through that cave. There's an arch or two that goes around here. Maybe she goes this way. But yeah, that lantern guard is on his way somewhere south. I'm not sure if he goes through here or if he comes back through these, but we're going to have to walk towards the left here, or west. Make another save. We should have 2 caves to our left here. Here. Dead end.
Is all
What
right,
noise
dear
that
friend?
little softly calls?
Perhaps 'twas nothing.
Okay. Not really sure why. I got caught there. Okay, I did not get caught there. He might be over here now. Maybe. If we go up here, this is where another gold nugget is, which is in this dead end portion of the caves. Let's go over this way. I think he goes down here, that lantern guard. So what we're seeing down to the east now, this is a loop of the caves that are completely empty. There's nothing down there. There might be a lantern, maybe. I'm not going to go down there because it's just empty white tunnels. But it is what it is. Okay. So now if we go up here now, we will run into that breaking or cave-in that we saw from above. Now there's an interesting piece of information here. This is then the schematics that shows the 2 locations above the tunnel, the archway. Tunnel destroying schema. And taking that gives you a new objective. I don't think you have to find this. You can find the explosives and just put them in those locations. But at least now, we got set explosive charges above the tunnel arch at the places shown on the schema. So that was added now. We don't need this readable anymore, so I'm going to put it back there. But that is an interesting piece of information. Now we can head down to level 4. So we're now going to go down by way of the staircase. We have to, basically. Okay. Now down here are 2 gates. Both of them are locked. This gate has a lock on the inside. Is that maybe the lantern guard from above? And this one has a lock on the outside. So that's what we needed the key for. You have to get this key in order to enter this level. So there's a little bit of backtracking if you don't know where that is. Let's see. Now I'm going to make another real save, because when we open it, there are 2 more lantern guards that's going to spawn, that's going to come down the stairs here. So we're going to have to avoid them, and hopefully I'll be able to do that. Get a diamond here. And then we will go this way. Let's see. Here, there's a loop here. Took a diamond. We have 950. Okay. We're gonna head down here. Here is a diamond also. And then you can jump over this wheelbarrow into these dead-end caves, and there is a need for us to do that because there's another piece of loot down here. A silver nugget. Up here. Is a little lava pool. Now, I'm not going to show it to you, but there is an Easter egg that you can find in this cave here. And it's actually quite clever. And I did find it with a little nudge from Fortuny.
Is that thou, friend?
Okay. So they're headed up there now. Are they going back upstairs, maybe? I can't really remember their route. We're gonna head this way now. You can hear the upstairs. They can't see us. No. Okay, let's see. In the lift shaft, there's another diamond. 1200. Here, oh no, we can't go this way. Here is another diamond. And then there is a fire arrow. Can you see that? In the crack there. Now the first time I played, when I took that fire arrow, it respawned after like 10 seconds or so. And I kept doing that. I thought that was a scripted, purposeful thing that happened. But then the other times I played, that has not occurred. So I'm not sure if that was just a glitch the first time. Okay, we're gonna head in here as well. We're gonna head east. This way. Here, there is actually a diamond in here. That was also one of the last ones I found, 1400. So we only have one more piece of loot left. this should be the way, yeah, to the ammunition store then. Here, and here you can actually turn on real lights, can't you? Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. Turning on lights is totally fine. There, ammunition store. This we have to pick open. Here we go. Here is a guard that is dead. Very dead. There's a purse. Last 100, so that's 1500. That's max loot. And there's a letter. Here's a brief report on recent events. Once I knew that the mines were under attack by mechanists, I, following orders, sent a worker with a couple of explosive charges to the railway tunnel arch, to the upper level by the staircase, to reduce his chances of being caught, and then through the evacuation ladder to the surface. But only a minute after he had left my room, the walls were shaken by a strong explosion. Obviously, the poor man wasn't careful enough and blew himself up in the mines. The staircase is probably ruined, and the schema for correct placement of explosive in the tunnel arch lost with him. The mines are overrun by mechanists. They won't be able to get to our level, but the tunnel still exists, and that means I have failed to carry out the order. And now there's only one way for me to clear my conscience for failing in my duty. Captain Derrick, responsible for the ammunition store of Brickmill Mines. So that's the hint then to where the schematics is, if you don't find that. Alright. In here we also have two flash bombs, I think, somewhere. Yeah, two flash bombs. But there is a secret, and that's a button that opens this. And in here we have two fire arrows. We are going to need those. I'm going to take those. There's also, I think it is, two flares, maybe three, and then two gas mines also. This one closes on its own, I think. Yep. That's all we need. So now if we go back this way, we can open Okay, so are they going to come back down? I hope so. I think they are. I think they start up there and come back down. I believe so. Let's wait for them. We've got to return the lantern, and we have to return the key also. Let's make a real save. And let's... So we are now on level 3. we are going to have to take the long route to level 2 because you can't use the staircase. And on level 2 we can return the lamp and then yeah.
What noise there that softly calls? Stop!
Okay.
Who troubles my...
I can do that a little bit quicker maybe. There, good. We can walk past him when he crosses. They don't hear the lantern if it's far enough away. He should go past us here. That's just the scripted thing he does now. All this way here. See, where are we going to come up now? So now we are coming in here, right? This is not dangerous because he is facing away. Good. Okay. So we're going to drop this lantern where we found it, which was about here, about that way there. And we can walk back across. And now we can return the key, right? There. I wonder where those guards ended up, those with the lanterns.
That we, one and next, did raise us up to.
Oh, they're not out there. I think that's good then. So now we can leave through this evacuation ladder. Very convenient way of leaving. So that'll open, and this automatically closes also. I'm not going to wait for that, but I guarantee you it does. I've seen it. It's just like the secret in the ammunition store. No. You know what? I forgot something. I forgot the most important thing. My bad. I forgot, and I will skip this. Oh wow, I locked this one. I am an idiot. That's all I can say.
Friend, something moved there, I think.
What noise there?
In
that
truth, I
softly
know
calls?
not what it was.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is. I forgot to pick up the explosive charges from the ammunition store. I'll go down and show those to you, and then I'll just skip it so that you won't see the whole trek path back to the top. Definitely rusty. It's been a few months since I've recorded, so...
Hello? Reveal thyself. 'Twas a memory of Lee.
What on earth is this?
Woe to them that trust not in Karis. From his mouth soundeth the will of the builder. From his pen the builder's plan is busily writ. Woe to them that trust not in Karis.
Wait, where am I now? Oh! Wrong way. These. Explosive charge. This is kind of the main reason we came down here. Come on. Find something useful in the mine that can help stop the train. Explosive charges. Keep away from fire. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go back topside and then I'll see you again there. There. Now I just came up from the manhole again. Okay. It's also fairly late at night here, so maybe I'm excused. So, 2 explosive charges and 2 fire arrows we have. So that's what we're going to need to make that whole tunnel crumble. And I also returned the lantern, I returned the key and everything. First spot is right here. So we're now overlooking the entrance to the mines. Place it here. And the other one should be over here, yeah. So that sets the explosive charges. Now we're not going to barricade the railroad because then Viktoria only has 5 minutes. So let's make a real save there. And now I'm going to show you what is new for this mission. Delegate control to Viktoria. So if we do that, we are switched over to her. Now, she works a little bit differently than Garrett. First of all, we got a new map, which is very cool. Those are separated. So, we have 2 central areas that we're going to find ourselves in with Viktoria. We start right here. We have the street layout. We have to get to the railroad station, which is here. X then marks the spot. That's the train that we need to get on. There's nothing else for us to do. There's no loot, no other things that is possible to do. We just need to get through the streets and not get spotted. Her light gem works the same way as Garrett's, at least I think. Viktoria cannot mantle. She cannot read. Something quite cool happens when you try to read something. She can pick up items and, you know, pickpocket and unlock things. But she has no ability to mantle anything or do any special moves or anything like that. She can't use any weapons or anything. She doesn't have any weapons either. So there are 2 main ways into the rail station. One is simply by the main entrance. But there's another way in that we are going to take that is by far the stealthiest option. And although the main entrance maybe is possible for Ghost, it's definitely not possible for Supreme. So yeah.
Who treads there?
What?
Was just a master
Excuse me?
What dragonfly
So-
flits about?
What are these random alerts that... I'm completely dark, haven't moved from my spot, so obviously that's not us. It's obviously not us. Okay, anyway. Here's a couple of apples in this tree. I'm gonna go back and check who just did one here.
Yesterday I built my home from brick. I have spied something, I think.
So, what is this? How are they? They can't see me in here. There's no way. You can also notice that Victoria is a lot shorter than Garrett, so her point of visual.
What dragonfly flits about?
Yeah, no, there's nothing there. It's something that one of those guards triggered too. Not sure what that is, but anyway. I'll show you a couple of things here first. So if we head now left, that is one way to get to the train station. There's some robots. Dead end here. Go this way.
Look keenly there.
They'll come back, so we're not going to go that way. This is an area where we can read something. I can't read, she says. Here's a gate. And you can go up here. Here you have a deer leg. Open the gate. I think maybe they come this way, I'm not sure.
Nobody pushes Benny around.
Bunch of bodies in here. A hung hammerite and a burned building. I don't know, it's kind of cool to just go around and look. These are not areas you need to be in, but it adds to the flavor of the whole city, I think. So now that we have opened the gate there, we can go through. That's the guard in the window.
I have spied something, I think.
Don't think we can spot it
Rats
here.
would be wise to scurry elsewhere. Who's there? Who goes there?
And now we come through here. So that is the way to the main train station entrance. This is actually a minefield here. You can come through here as well. I'll show you that a little bit later. Go this way. So this is maybe the way that most people will find
Thought I saw something.
into the train. So there's a door behind this guard. You can't get in there without him seeing you. So what you want to do, and this is probably readable about. There's a big vent up there.
What's there?
If you turn that off, he will do a scripted maneuver. Looks like a hunt mode, but it's scripted. So I don't think... There's another pile of bodies back there. I don't think that this would be a supreme bust. No, a ghost bust. Because he's going to go over there and turn that vent back on. Meantime, we can sneak inside. So this is now finding a way into the railway station. So this is one way in here.
For sake, is there someone there? Rats, all filthy and unholy
Listen,
rot.
it's down here.
Intruder! Hurry!
Okay. So let me show you the other way right now. Let's see, this area here, I don't think... Yeah, this is a dead end here. If we go down this way, this is the way that I'm gonna go. Take. Up here's a cheese. Just foods around. There is a guard there through those windows. Be careful not to get spotted by him. Let's see. Wait for those guards to pass. You can go in here, which is kind of good. So I guess there's technically 3 routes. One that I showed you first, and then you have this one. These are 3 other guards, isn't it, from what we saw before? What? How?
And did falter and take flight. Will he that is callous did raise us up against them, that we one and next did raise us up to.
I hope that isn't a consistent bug. Because that would really suck. Let's hope it isn't. Let's give it another real save right there.
Someday I'm not going to be a guard anymore. I'm going to be a manor lord. I'm going to hire a lot of guards and make them go on patrol with me for lunch. I'm going to sneak up on them. Hey, did you hear something?
Okay.
Watch it.
Is that thou, friend?
He can see you there, but I'm not going to worry about this because I'm not going to take this route.
Plays tricks on me today.
So, go through here, you get to that minefield. But you can fix that. Not that way. But you can jump over there. There. And then you can get to the train station that way. So I'm going to show you
Hello? Show yourself.
the train station from this direction also. We're not going to do any of what I've shown you. It's a totally different route that I only discovered kind of by accident towards the end after the first route.
Is that thou, friend?
Here. That door is locked.
Surely just moss in mine eyes.
Door is locked. This door can't be opened.
Не знаешь, что там за груз?
Do you know what the cargo is?
А,
Oh, it's a
это.
long story. We found a
долгая
laboratory
история.
in Steel End where the
Steel End
Baron's
мы
people
обнаружили
worked trying to
лабораторию, где
reproduce the
люди
magic.
барона работали над
They seem to
восстановлением
succeed.
магии.
They made magic gatherers,
Кажется, им
which can
кое-что
increase the
удалось.
strength of any weapon.
Они сделали
Of
собиратели
course, we've
магии,
destroyed the
способные
laboratory and
увеличивать
decided to
силу
send the
любого
gatherers to
оружия.
the plant in Blackbrook
Лабораторию мы,
to
конечно,
Sunnyport by
уничтожили,
train and
а
then
вот
by ship.
собиратели решили отправить на завод в Блэкбрук. Там до солнечного порта поездом, а дальше морем.
И они действительно это
And they can
могут?
really do that? Increase the weapon strength?
Усиливать оружие.
А вот это не наше
It's
дело.
not our
На
business.
заводе
They'll come
разберутся.
to a conclusion later at the plant. So I think that's the guards that are right below said that. This is the guard that we got spotted by from the outside just recently. Let's see. Go in here.
The builder. From his pen, the builder's plan is busily read. Woe to them that trust not.
Here you can actually turn off lights. I think that's the way you turn them all off.
In my bones as I stand here.
This is the third level.
Gotten way too much in the wind. This aches in my joints.
Some kind of control tower, this. You can actually look at cameras for these areas here. Outside the train. Now we turned off all the lights you can see, just to verify that. Go up here.
As I stand
Can't go out here, at least not that I know of. You have a cheese here.
way
2 cheeses.
too much in the wind. This
So, unnecessary areas, but still.
Fingers interlock like cogs
Yeah,
on a
now
gear.
all the lights are off.
I am part of his undevoidable machine.
You're gonna need to do that.
That is my salvation. What shadow cast my view?
Take his key.
Quiet once more.
You can unlock this door. When you open this door, that triggers that guy to go through here. Nothing in there. So, now that the lights are off, that means you can go through here. He's about to... Loading is finished. Let's see.
What shadow cast my view?
So you can actually find a secret here. Or maybe it's this one. There we go. This is a new office that you can't get to any other way. And there's a gas mine in here, and that's a secret. This is not a secret that we're going to end up getting. I'm not going to take this route. And you come out through this door. We came out there earlier.
What dragonfly fits?
Okay. Actually, let me just go through here and then I'll... If you do this, you can get on the
We
train.
feared of the forms. Come
Look
into the
keenly
light
there,
so that I might
friend.
see thee.
It's thy seer, right? Quiet once more.
No.
Praised. I have spied something.
Shadow cast my view.
You can get in to the train this way and complete that objective. Till the train departs, we have set a special watch mode on the railway station. Access to the platform is allowed by special permission only. Okay. So this is then the sort of the method that I think most people will find. We're not going to do that because triggering that script for the guard outside is, if it's unnecessary to do that, you shouldn't really do that. You can't return the key that unlocked the door that we picked off the belt, and you're not allowed to turn off the lights for Supreme. So we're instead going to do something else. We're going to head up here. In this room, another cheese, and then we can actually use this cargo lift here. Whoa, I did not mean for that to happen. Victoria's movement is a little bit different. Something has been done. Makes it a little bit easier for her to slip off edges and stuff. Wait for them to get away a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Careful here. I need to be able to get off here and still send this back. That's my goal. Send the lift back and also fall off without taking any damage.
Raise up against them.
So now all the lights are on, you guys can see that. There. So I don't think that this guard here can actually see us through the railing. So I'm not sure why it comes back. Oh no, it doesn't.
The barrier through that blocketh dust and dirt. The enemies.
So now that also triggered that other guard to come out. So now he closed the cargo doors on the other side of the train. So if you go any faster here, you're going to get a first alert from any of these guards. So this is all possible to do supreme clean. So if we hadn't taken those loot items that gave us extra busts, we would not have taken any supreme busts yet. So you can't go get the secret now. because there's no way to get back up here without getting seen.
If someone is there.
So you have to go slow here. They heard that. There. So now that we have gone onto the train, we need to send a signal to your partner. I took a long time figuring out how to do that, but all you really need to do is delegate control back to Garrett. There. That checks off the objective. Because that's the only way, I guess, for the author to make sure that the train now started to move. Because when we go back to Viktoria, we're in a completely different area then, you know, in the map. So we now go back, all the doors are closed, and we're on the train. So let's save here. Alright, so let me show you something up here. So you can go up. Outmantling up here. Here's a cheese. That actually counts as a secret. Which is weird. I'm not gonna do that, but no. I'm not going to take that because you can't really drop it back in the same way it drops through the crates. I don't like that, so. Here is an interesting item. Bedroll. It can be useful. So that we're actually going to need. I want to credit Galair for this move, and it actually eliminates a ghost bust. No, wait. We are going to bring it with us. How do we get around here? Okay. So that maybe is a hint here. There's a green mark on the outside of this crate that you don't find on the other crates. Because in here, there are actually no less than 5 gas mines. We're only going to need 1. We'll need that because we are supposed to neutralize the train crew. That means knock them out. That's what neutralizing means, basically. This. Now we're on the roof of the train. Move on here.
Ржавая рухлядь. А? Я говорю, ржавая рухлядь.
I say a rusty junk. Those Hammerites managed to spoil any great idea. Spoil any great idea.
брат.
You don't say, brother. To feed the kettle with coal, it's completely archaic. Well, we'll teach them the ways of progress. So down here, you actually have the next cart where the crew members are found. We're going to have to drop down here. Here is a wrench that we're going to need. There, you can see them in there. They don't hear anything from inside. Here's a screwdriver we're gonna need. There. The screwdriver is to pick the lock on this door. They don't hear that. They don't give a first alert to that. So the only way to neutralize them without getting an alert is to place the bedroll here. And then drop this.
Someone.
Now I lost. Now I did not take damage. Perfect. That is excellent. So thank you, Galera, for that one. So now we have neutralized the train crew. Now we have to break the locomotive wheel brakes. Now we have to do that took a long time for me to figure out because just the location of them is so weird. They're out here. Now we have to use the wrench to do. And then you get the wheel brakes. Now the only logical thing for me is to drop the wheel brakes just back on the train. Like that. There's one on the other side too then. That completes that objective. The wrench and the screwdriver, they act as lockpicks, so you can't drop those back. Now let's see here. Okay, yeah. So another weird thing is that in order to leave the train now, which is what we have to do, we have to bring the bedroll. That's what she meant with that it can be useful. You have to hold the bedroll as you jump off the train. That's the only way to survive. And once you've jumped off, you can't actually throw the bedroll, because I would want to toss it back onto the train. So that's not, the engine doesn't let you return it. So that's not a bust in any way. But let's jump off then, and then we'll be done with the Victoria. So that completes this. Your partner will have only 1 minute left to complete his objectives. Okay? So we are going to have to now shoot these two, and this is what will bust the run. Oh, sorry. All of the mechanists will hear that, so that's a bust, obviously. It does say barricade the railroad, but that doesn't matter because it doesn't say and alert the mechanists. So yes, it's by design totally, but you know. Oh, come on. It's by design, so it's very easy to accept, but it is a bust. Because it's not explicitly said in the objectives to alert the mechanists doing this. see. We can't really get front row seats here because we should. The better view is to see it from the north, but here it comes. There we are. So I'm not sure if they alerted even more to hearing the train. That I don't know. But anyway, we got all the objectives completed. So that was a failed ghost run of Mission 4 of Patriot called Partner. And we busted Ghost then ultimately because we alerted the mechanists to blowing up the explosive charges. Ultimately, that's the main bust. We took 3 more Supreme busts. We got a first alert from the guard outside the coal mines when we opened the door to go in and get the stack of gold coins. We turned off an alarm in the directorate's office. And we got another first alert from a guard on level 2 to get a gold nugget. Those 3 items, which is 250, you should technically skip for Supreme. In addition to that, let's go through the stats here first. Total time, 50 minutes and 30 seconds. We found 1,500 out of 1,500 loot. We picked 1 out of 2 pockets, and we picked 5 locks. No backstabs or knockouts, no damage dealt, taken, or healing taken. Innocents killed, others killed 2. I assume that is the 2 crew members that we neutralized, but then died in the explosion. That I actually wouldn't say is a bust, because that's an unavoidable consequence to meeting the objective of barricading the train. So that is not something that we caused directly, it's a result of the objective. So that is specified in the rules. So that's just semantics really. But if that was the only alert, then that wouldn't bust the ghost. Iron Beast destroyed none and disabled none, and we found 1 out of 3 secrets. We've spent 4 hours and 44 minutes and 49 seconds so far, and we found 79 loot, and we've killed at least 3. Okay. Oh yeah, there was 1 in a previous mission, wasn't there? Yeah. Okay. So that's mission 4. Yeah, it's a step down just in design, I think. I like the atmosphere in the caves, but the cave system is not big enough and not varied enough throughout to be super interesting. I like Viktoria's role in this, and the fact that you can switch back and forth. I think that's really an inventive design, and it works well here. Even though there's a boatload of objectives, they're not too difficult to figure out, I would say. And the fact that you can switch back and forth makes it less linear, the mission. Yeah. So the next mission is called Saboteur. Saboteur. Is that how you pronounce it? And that's a step up again. That's a very good mission. So I look forward to that one. So I'll see you back for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think. We are going to make a save here. And I'll see you back next time. So long for now. Have a good evening.